On May 30th at the River Rock Show Theatre in Richmond, British Columbia, two men will enter the BFL cage. One will exit with the BFL World Welterweight Championship belt around his waist. On one side, we have BC's top prospect in Kajic facing BFL's most feared welterweight in Ash Mashreghi. They will be there on May 30th, but right now here, they are set to face off. Sitting here, Ash Mashreghi, we are going to start with you. Good to see you. It's been a long road for you. You had to wait a little while. Of course, Matt Dwyer, he vacated the welterweight belt to join the UFC. You're finally getting a title shot. Do you feel like this is your time now? Is this the hottest time that you can go for that welterweight belt?
100%. This is my time. I worked my ass to get here, and it's finally here, and I'm happy.
Dan, thanks for being here as well. Now, you're coming off that famous head kick KO. You are also on an absolute tear right now. How do you feel this fight is going to go for you against Ash, a guy that you used to train with?
It's going to go like any other fight. I'm going to get in there, try to put a stop to him. We're friends, but those 15 minutes, we're going to put the friendship aside. We're going to bite our mouthpiece and swing hard. I'm going to try to put him to sleep. He's going to try to do the same thing to me.
Now, some people would call you a little bit nuts for choosing to go up against the guy who's a knockout artist and has won 5 in a row.
Hey, I'm the same way. Out of my 6 wins, I finished 5 of them in the first round. A little bit of some knockouts, some submissions, but we're both the same way. We're in here to do a job. We're both finishers. We're not gonna play around all day. We're gonna try to get a quick night out, in and out. So
now, Ash, the last time that you went the distance was against this guy here.
Yes,
it was
sir.
your pro debut.
Yes, sir.
It didn't go your way, but
it didn't.
How did you feel about the judge's decision on that night?
You know what? Of course, I'm a fighter. I'm a winner. Obviously, I always will think I'm better myself. But again, I left in the judge's hands. He won the fight and the end, and now I'm moving on, ready for his round 2.
And do you look back at that fight and go, there's just no way I can let this fight go the distance? You haven't been to the distance since that fight.
That fight was the best thing that could have happened to me. At that point, I wasn't taking my life seriously. I was being a little bit of a rock star, and I needed to get my ass kicked and clean up my act, and here we go.
Dan, both you and Ash for a long time. We mentioned Matt Dwyer, of course, he's off at the UFC. You guys were both kind of probably clamoring to face that guy. He's gone. Now you get to face each other. Do you think that Ash is a good stylistic matchup for you?
oh hell yeah, man, he truly is. We're both get a chance to showcase our skills, man. He put a couple of guys away. He didn't get a chance to stay in the ring long enough to show his abilities. I feel the same way. We truly are going to stand in front of each other, put on the show for the crowd, get in each other's faces, bloody one each other up, and just go until one guy quits. So he's a great guy for me to really showcase my stand-up skills, my ground, whatever it goes. Doesn't matter. We both feel comfortable. We're going to come in there prepared, on the weight, like in gas tank through the roof. So I'm not worried about that at all.
So over to you, Ash. So your last 3 fights or 4 fights, I guess you faced Stuart Delorme. He was considered a really bad stylistic matchup for you. You faced Micah Brakefield in your last fight, also a bad stylistic matchup. And a few of those now. Do you think Dan is a bad stylistic matchup for you, but lately you've just been running through guys and making them fight your own fight? Do you think you can do that on May 30th?
You know what? Dan's the perfect fight for me, because no one wants it more than me and Dan, okay? Most of us are the hardest working guys in Battlefield, and we're just mean dicks. We want to hurt the other opponent as much as we can. You know what I mean? I love the guy. But we're going to go in May 30th, and I'm going to hate him. He's going to hate me. We might touch gloves, we might not. I'm going to hit him as hard as I can until he goes out, and he's going to do the same to me.
Right. I won't lie to you guys. I'm feeling a little bit of love, definitely some respect here. Dan, obviously you fought him before. You trained with him a lot. You guys are friends. That's no secret. Is there a possibility of some mixed emotions going into this fight? How do you compartmentalize and put that friendship to the side?
Listen, we chose a certain way to live our lifestyle, right? And that doesn't mean you get what you want all the time. There's sometimes you gotta bite down put the emotions aside, and you got to do what you got to do. You know, we're both hungry. You know what I mean? We both know what we have to do. We both know what this fight means to both of our career. We both worked very hard to get over here, so we're not gonna hesitate. Let's put it that way. We're not gonna throw lightly. We're not gonna all the time touch gloves. You know what I mean? During this, we're gonna shake hands. We're gonna be friends. After this, we're gonna be friends. We're gonna train together after this. We're gonna be in each other's lives. But those 15 minutes or 25 minutes that we're gonna be in there, don't mistake respect, love for our hunger to, you know, go forward and move to the next chapter in our career. So we're gonna go in there. There's gonna be some blood. Put it that way.
100%.
Your thoughts on that?
100% blood. We want that. You don't understand. We do better when we get into the second round. All these fights we've been finishing is just because these guys can't keep up. I hope it goes 5 rounds. I hope we're bleeding out of every fucking hole we got. You know what I mean? Let's make this happen. Let's go. Fuck, we might just stand toe to toe and just hit each other, not even move for 5 minutes. Do whatever we want.
Okay, so speaking of that, sometimes I watch you in fights, and maybe you take a combination and it just ends up making you smile, as in, like, I don't know what you're thinking, but it seems to me like you're just looking at the guy and saying, you've got nothing for me, buddy. Do you think you're going to have a power advantage heading into this fight? Do you think Dan can hurt you?
Listen, everyone says they love getting hit, love being in there, but they don't. I love being hit. I'm a weird fucking dude, man. He hits me, I kind of get a semi-chub. I just want to keep going. You know what I mean? Do I think he can hurt me? No, of course not. I'm a winner. Does he think I can hurt him? Of course not. He's a fucking winner too.
Dan, is there anything that you want to say to Ash before May 30th?
You know what? Nothing really. We both know how we feel about each other. You know, he's been part of my training camps. I've been part of his training camps. We fought before. You know, life is weird. It gets us to cross certain paths, sometimes to benefit each other, sometimes to fight each other, and sometimes fight each other again. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing more that we can say to each other. There's nothing more. I can intimidate him, get him out of his mindset. He's a focused human being. I'm a focused human being. We're both hungry. We're just going to go out and, you know, shake hands, touch gloves, and then just go at each other.
So, if I'm hearing you right, there's not going to be any kind of intimidation tactics then?
If you know any intimidation that I can intimidate him, you text me, I will, but he's not the guy that gets intimidated that easily. He's not the guy that gets sidetracked that easily. He's a mentally focused human being, right? As a result, I don't need tactics. Tactics are for amateurs. Skill, talent, and hearts for professionals.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what I want to showcase. That's what I want to do, and that's how I want to beat him. I don't want to beat him injured. I don't want to beat him by intimidation. I want to beat him by skills, heart, and just pushing forward. So, nothing.
Ash, anything you want to say to Dan?
100%, man. We're on the same. We want to make Battlefield history, man. We want to make this the fight of the year, fight of Battlefield history. We're just going to go. I don't want no early stoppage. I want him to hit me. I want to hit him. I want to smile at him. He's going to smile at me, and we're just going to throw head kicks all day.
Okay, Ash?
Fight of the night, 100%. This is going down. Best
All right.
fight ever to happen in Battlefield history.
Best fight, man. Yeah.
Thanks again, Dan. So, May 30th at the River Rock Show Theatre in Richmond, British Columbia for the BFL World Welterweight title. Dan Kajic, Ash Mashreghi, one is going to walk away from the belt. We hope to see you there.